what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lily and I'm a college student at Bryant University. Post mainly lifestyle and college related content, but I also do some health and wellness stuff, so you should definitely subscribe and stick around if that's what you're into. Today's video has been super requested. I'm doing a how to make your own Instagram preset type of tutorial thing. I make my own presets for my Instagram. I run my own Instagram, I run my sorority's Instagram, I run my dance team's Instagram, and I run my mom's business's Instagram. So yes, I do manage 4 social media accounts on Instagram. It's a lot, it's overwhelming. But I make my own presets for all of those, and a lot of people ask me how I do them and like how like Lightroom works and everything, so I just thought I would make like a video explaining it all. I know people like sell their presets and stuff and you can buy them, but like I'm not a professional and like I don't think mine are like that good, and like I would rather just show you guys for free because like we're not trying to buy presets here. So if you want to see how I sort of edit my Instagram photos and like how I make my presets, keep on watching. So okay, I'm gonna put my phone in airplane mode and start screen recording because I'm gonna keep getting Snapchats and we don't need that. So I'm just gonna go to Lightroom and we're just gonna do this. I'll move over so like okay, there's my garage door. So basically here's my Lightroom. I have so many pictures in here that I don't end up posting. It's just because like I edit them all and then I pick whatever. But basically I just posted these pictures and like here's the preset, here's no preset, before, after, before, after. That's what I typically use on my pictures. I'll find another one. It's like drastic. I didn't post this one, but like, see, yes. Oh, this one came out really well with the preset. Just sort of brightens everything up. And oh, I had another good one. This picture, these ones. So yeah, that's sort of like the preset that I use on my personal feed, and I'll show you guys how I make it. So I guess honestly I'll just use this picture, and I'm gonna remove, how do I do this? I forget. Oh, okay. I think you do reset, yeah. Oh. So this is before. This is what the picture looked like taken directly on my phone. So I have presets. I have this one called Ava that my sister made. I showed you how to make this one in my What's on My iPhone video, so I will link that if you want to see how to do this one. These game day ones are like not right. This is the one I pretty much use for Instagram most of the time. For my dance team, that's why it's called game day, but I switch it around. Switch between that one and this one depending on the lighting of the photo. This is the one I use, if you can tell. There's 2. This one's a little warmer, this one's a little cooler. Depending on the lighting of the photo, I will switch between these 2. I typically use the warmer one just because I find that like it makes me look less washed out. But sometimes like the lighting is whack and I need to make it a little cooler, so there's that. And then for my sorority, it's sort of like the same thing. There's like Sigma, a cooler one, and a warmer one. So I guess I'll just show you sort of like how to make one. Or you know what, let's talk about finding what you want your pictures to look like. So how I sort of figured out how I wanted mine to look, we're going on Pinterest, so oh, I knew it, Snapchat's coming in. So I pretty much just went on Pinterest and searched, like, as you can see, I was looking at nails, so there's that. But if you search like white aesthetic Instagram, it'll like come up with pictures that like oh, I think I do white aesthetic Instagram feed, and yeah, there we go. It'll come up with like a bunch of like feeds and like examples and like whatever, and you can sort of like go on Instagram and like, oh, that's DMs, get out of my DMs. You can sort of like go on Instagram and like look at other people's, like Ava Jules, I love her, She has her feed you can look at, and you can just sort of like look at their feed and like see what theirs looks like, or just like take like your own personal inspiration. Like if you know, like, yeah, like I like my pictures to look a little warmer, do that. But yeah, so you can just look at people's feeds and do that. Search on Pinterest for inspo, like look at like, you can even, I think, just search Instagram. Oh, that's not how you spell Instagram. Instagram feed. And it'll come up with like a bunch of different aesthetics to look at. And once you have like an idea of what you want your pictures to look like, you can go into Lightroom and, okay, so let me take this off. And so I like my pictures personally to be like a little warmer and bright pretty much. So what I do first is I'm going back on airplane mode, haha. So what I do first is I go to the colors before I adjust any of the lighting, just because I feel like that's the most important thing. And what I do right away is I make it a little bit warmer, probably like 8, I'd say. With that, I turn the tint to like 2, and then I leave the vibrance and saturation until after I adjust all the colors. And so then as far as the colors go, I just sort of adjust accordingly to like how I want it to look. So like I'll start with the blues, and you just really like play with these until like you like the way it looks. And like, I know that sounds so dumb, but like I start with orange because like that's your skin tone pretty much. So I just like make myself look wicked tan because like I'm trying to play off that I'm tan even though I'm not. And like the greens for me personally, I turn them all the way to like this color with the saturation pretty low and then the luminance all the way up. And it sort of makes them this like faded, like I don't even know how you would describe it, like a faded cooler tone. And like I feel like I pretty much just play around with it until I like the way it looks. And I mean, yeah, like it sounds really dumb, but like that's all there really is to do with it. Yeah, I mean, like I really don't know much about like Lightroom and presets and like stuff like that. Like I'm not a big like photo editor, photography and that stuff. I just sort of played around with it until I liked the way my pictures looked. So I guess like as far as coloring goes, like, you know, this is pretty good for now. Like I'll go back after, but so now I go in with the light, and so like I boost the exposure a little bit to make it brighter. I turn the contrast up just to make the picture look more high quality. I adjust the highlights based off of the lighting. I'll turn the highlights up a little bit for this. Shadows, same deal. We'll make it brighter. Whites, I typically turn the whites up to make it brighter and the blacks down to make it like more contrasted. And yeah, it looks like that. And then again, like I'll just go back and adjust accordingly. Yeah, and then once I'm there, what I like to do too is like if they're, for like this picture specifically, there's a lot of color going on, I'll click this thing. I don't know how to point it. It's this like circle with the lines, and I'll go to the luminance and I'll just go on spots and like play with it until it like looks better, just because it's more specific with you like touching it and adjusting, if that makes sense, as opposed to like you just like doing the color directly. So I do that and like play with it like that to try to like make it look the way I want it to. Yeah, and I do the same thing with the saturation a little bit too. I like play around like that. But yeah, let's see. Yeah. And then once you have the colors the way you want them to look, you can go into like the effects. I don't really touch much of these. Sometimes I turn the clarity up just because it sort of makes the picture look more high quality. but it depends on like the photo. Like for a selfie I wouldn't do that, but like for this, ooh, knock something over. For this I would. And then go into details. Noise reduction is really cool because it kind of like blurs. It makes you look like really airbrushed, so like I play with that sometimes just to make myself look good. But yeah, that's pretty much like how you do it. And then if you like the way your picture looks and you kind of want to like apply it to all of your things, you click the 3 dots at the top and you click create preset, and then you can like name it. But yeah, that's sort of how you make a preset. I'm sorry if this is like not very like detailed or helpful. It really just goes as far as like playing around with it until it looks the way you want it to look. I will show you the details of my preset. So like if I put Lily on, this is what it looks like. And I will show you the settings of like each thing. So then like, ooh, not Pinterest, hello, come back. No. I'll show you like all of the settings so you can like recreate it. So we will just go through. Here's light. You can like pause and do what you gotta do because we ain't trying to be here all day. And I do like adjust it a little bit based off of each picture, as I've said before, you know, just to like make sure that it looks normal, because like sometimes if a picture is like really, really blue to begin with, if the blue is like turned up, it'll look ridiculous. Like, see, I don't really touch these. Yeah. Another trick I use is like, so I just put the preset on Lily, there's nothing else. Sometimes I will put the preset and then I'll click auto and it'll just play with the light. And sometimes if like I want it to be brighter again, I'll go back and make it brighter. Yeah. I'll show you another picture that like I've used the auto setting, like this one. I think I posted this. So I posted this on my Instagram and it had this preset on it, but as you can see, like when you click auto, it sort of makes it a little darker and like a little more like, and then I just made it a little brighter to match my feed. But like that's pretty much what I do. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. So that's sort of how I make my own presets. Again, like sorry there's really not much to explain. I would just say the biggest thing is you have to just play around with it and figure out what you prefer your pictures to look like. And it's really just trial and error. And I know it can be really overwhelming looking at all the different color options and like not knowing where to start, because like that's sort of like what happened to me. Like I was just so confused. Like I was like, I literally don't know how to use this app. But I just played around with it until I figured out how I liked my pictures to look. And I also like watched a few videos and like tried to like learn from there. So I will link any resources that I sort of used and found helpful, because they do a better job explaining, because like they're actually like trained professionals and like know how to use Photoshop and stuff. So like they understand how this all works. I'm just a mediocre Instagrammer. So yeah. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're recreating my preset and using it, like let me know, because I want to see how it looks and like if you like it. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.